Good morning and welcome back to Sosnovka, and we've got corn. The big Zeta brought the corn header up here on his trailer, so we can get some of this corn harvested, get the pigs fed. The big Zeta's brought up the Joskin front tipper so we can grab some corn and get that straight over to the pigs, get their productivity up as soon as possible. Am I going to have trouble getting this back off the trailer? Nope, there we go. The Unia trailer is definitely proving very useful, and for those bags of fertiliser and seed, almost essential, because they're very hard to use, and I consider myself reasonably experienced with a front loader. Even lifting them up onto a trailer at height, and they can just drop off, fall over. Not doing a very good job here, a little bit rusty. As you can see, we started a little bit late in the day today. We did some training and a couple of lectures with the staff. Right, off you go. We've got corn. Right, the big Zeta's up here, as you've seen. So is the Massey bulldozer. I'm going to carry on calling it a bulldozer. It's not, I can't see that's a crawler tractor. It's a bulldozer as far as I'm concerned. And here's here in Sosnovka anyway. So, big Zeta doesn't have a job to do. It's ploughing day. That's the other reason that we brought the Massey up here, because he can plough quite nicely. Down here, we have the Schluter and the small Zeta. Now the Schluter has a special mission today, which we shall talk about in a moment. But first we shall talk about the little Zeta, because now we've got 4 vehicles. Do we need 4 vehicles? I think we probably do. This Zeta is very old. It's got 60.4 hours on it, and even if we bring it down here to try to get some back, it's under 11,000. And on top of that, if we look at the vehicle screen, it's in big red numbers here somewhere that the little Zeta is costing us $674 a day. The big Zeta is $675. They seem scary numbers, and I've seen lots of people go on about getting these costs down, but the thing is, I could not possibly replace this. You know, I could lease the cheapest tractor in the game for an hour for what this costs me to pay for a day in its maintenance costs, and I obviously get to use it all day for that. Performance wise, there's no issue. It's not like in seasons where if you don't keep maintaining things, they break. Well, tractors, vehicles. So I don't really see what the point of rushing to change this for a different vehicle is. It does a great job. Small, it's agile, it's nearly 120 horsepower, and we're going to stick with it. This guy's going down to the farm. He's going to look after the animals. He's going to get ready for the potato harvest, which isn't quite ready yet. The big Schluter is going up into the woods on his special job, so we shall see you up there. And before we head up to the woods and the Schluter, we're just going to get the first corn for our young pigs straight into our Joskin tipper. Now I hope this works out okay on the front. Just have a look at the bar. I've no idea how much they're going to take. We'll take a full 4,000 round. Let's see if this tips the front of the tractor over a bit too much. We might need to actually put this on the back. Or we may have to do one of those weird 4-wheel drive ballet creeps that you have to do sometimes when you've overloaded the front. Oh no, that seems fine. We're going to go to external view just so you guys can kind of keep your bearings. The pigs aren't very far away at all. In fact, we can cut straight down here. Always a little bit light on the steering. There we go. Yeah. Oh, little phone call interruption there. I do apologise. Lost my bearings myself now. Yeah, we're a little bit heavy on the front, so we'll take it a little bit easy, but it's manageable. And here we are at the pigs anyway. Can I remember where to put the food? Ah! We've employed a little helper. This is a regular trick of mine. This guy from the store is in the conveyor belt section. It's the one that picks stuff up off the ground. You literally get into it like a vehicle. It's a little bit odd, and you drive it around. I'm paying for this, so it's not, you know, and it clears up this feed trough. The point of him is, you can't select him by going through the vehicles like that. But on the menu screen you can switch to him, and you know, we're thinking about carbon emissions and the price of diesel, and he allows us to nip up here just to give the pigs their bedtime tidy up without them to drive. So you can call me a little bit naughty if you like, but I don't mind. Sosnovkan ways are the best. I'm taking all of that 4,000 very nicely. Let's have a little look at there. Wow, so that's about 5 days worth. That's fine. These pigs are really going to be no trouble. They just snowball in numbers surprisingly quickly. And really, I mean, we've been told to keep 30 and sell the excess. But when we sell the excess, it's kind of down to us. As long as it's between audit days, I guess we always have to have 30 on an audit day going forwards. I don't know. We'll see what we can get away with, as we usually do. But they won't take much work. They're not going to take much food. They don't require any extra equipment, and their income will get quite good for not much outlay. It's not like cows where you need to mow for them and you need to get them grass and you need a whole set of equipment just for them. As long as you can grow corn and you can get some root crops if you want 100% productivity, you don't need anything else that you haven't got on any arable farm. Right, let's catch up with that Schluter. Let these guys get on with their work. Here we are on the statistics screen, and you can see way down near the bottom that we have cut down 57 trees on this map, and we have planted 0. This is something we are going to address right now. Now, all of the trees we've cut down in this version of the playthrough, the one I had to catch up when the save file died, have been from the woods over there. So we are going to plant, or we intend to plant, a tree back for everyone that we cut. Not today, it's quite a laborious process, but we're going to get started. So here in the shop, we shall go to the forestry equipment. We've got a stump remover that we need, because we're going to basically take out the stump and replace it using this machine, the Damcon, with a sapling. So we are going to lease both of these pieces of equipment for now. And remember, we just need to be careful that we don't leave them laying around hitched up, because that will tick up the time. So as usual, we shall back into the shop for reasons we don't quite understand. Pick up these 2 pieces of equipment. Lovely, and right about here we shall go back into the shop in the pallet section, and we just need to make sure we buy saplings and not the poplar. Poplar is for when you grow the poplar plants to use a forest harvester on to turn into wood chips. We want these to plant trees, and there are 20 in a pallet, so we're going to buy 60 trees for us to plant. As I say, not necessarily today, but we can certainly make a start. We're at the happy situation where the harvester and his guys, they're kind of self-managing. We obviously have to go and move them around from field to field and task to task and switch the equipment for them, but they're not really something we need to stay too hands-on with at all now, with the exception of the potatoes, which are going to be harvested last because they're the slowest growing by the look of it, and they need to be harvested manually. Right, so now we need to start finding some of these tree stumps. Right, so we're going to let go of the planter here. We've got a tree stump right here. Now, this piece of machinery is very nice. It takes, sometimes you just need to get used to it. You turn it on. B lowers it into a slightly lower position, and there you go, that stump's already gone. So what we're actually going to do is drop this right here to mark where he was. We're going to come back over here, grab the planter, get back over here. Lower the planter, turn him on, we'll zoom right in. You can really control what this does. We'll turn him on as soon as we move forward. There you go, one tree planted. Turn him off, lift him up. That is the system we're going to be using in the woods. In real life you'd have a couple of people on the back of here. The machine basically opens up the ground and the people stuff in the sapling, and then the back of the machine closes the ground back over it. Just popped up to the field. The harvester's finished on the corn here. The Massey 200C is ploughing, and we're going to plant soy up here. This seeder, it's for corn, it's for beet, it's for sunflowers. It also plants soy, which is quite handy for us because we like our soy crop, and it's doing a fertilizer stage at the same time, so it saves us a little bit of work. So maybe for outside the dealership, the old Ministry of Logistics, and for up here we'll just use this seeder, leave the other seeder down in the main farmyard. That seems like a system that can work. I'm just hoping these two are going to be okay passing each other. Might have been an idea to give the bulldozer a little bit more of a head start, but we'll see. He's fine. I reckon he's going to go faster anyway. Right, the harvester we're going to send over onto the next field so we can start harvesting. And you can see how things have evolved when we first started, because mainly of the different equipment that we were using, and the shortage of vehicles. Everything was staying very compact on a field. Everybody kind of there at once, getting in there as quickly as they can to get their stage of the job. Now it's quite reasonable for us to let this guy just get ahead. As long as we can get him emptied, somebody can whiz round with the trailer. If he needs an empty, he could have bought it himself, but I'm here now, and off he goes. Lovely. He's still running beautifully. Oh, I can see a little bit of a problem. We are going to have to stop these guys here, because Mr. Bulldozer needs to get back to this end of the field. Just pull him around here, back him up, and we'll come back in a couple of minutes. Actually, we're going to let the bulldozer get a little bit ahead. That's fine. Right, back to the woods. So, we need to back that out of the way. Find our next tree stump. Finding all of the tree stumps we've made may prove we can waggle the front around. I don't tend to do it too much. I try to just drive over it with the tractor. There's a tree stump. One right there, I hadn't seen that one. Right, turn on, lower. And you can just use the left stick to get right down on it until he's gone. Another one bites the dust. Just pop this up here. Come on. By the next one. A very simple process. Now I'm going to be absolutely honest with you, I've forgotten how long it takes trees to grow fully. I think it's maybe 4 or 5 days, but there's no rush. But we're certainly getting to the point. If you look around, there's one more area of woodland on this map. We're not that far off exhausting this one. I reckon we get 2 or 3 more trailer loads out of here of the big trees, the ones we're actually after. So we really, if we don't plant some more, we would get to the stage of running out. There you go, the sapling is in. Beautiful. So lift the tree planter, bring him up here. 1 tree at a time. Leave the planter there. Take out this stump. Did I get it from in there? Fantastic. In there. This is quite a repetitive little pattern, isn't it? We've got plenty of horsepower here. The machine is rated, I believe, at 120. You can get away with a little bit less. On this kind of terrain, it might prove a little bit of a handful. Lower, turn on. There we go. One in there. Off, up. And I have seen a YouTuber who seems to decimate the forests on his maps, and I've never seen him plant a tree. But it's kind of up to you. If you just want to use the forestry once in your playthrough as a one-off kind of hit, oh no, I didn't see that trailer, then you might, replanting it and making it sustainable isn't really going to be an issue for you, is it? It's just going to be a exhaustible resource. Well done, Farms in Physics, we like you. Right. Just got a worker message there. We'll get this tree in and then we'll go back. Right about there. Lower. On. Sapling in. Lovely jubbly. Harvesters. He's fine. Let's get you going again. Who was having a problem? Was it because the harvester's nearly full? We need to get this guy running. There we are. Now we should have absolutely no problems whatsoever outside the Ministry of Logistics today, because we separated the ploughing and the seeding, so a worker can't get confused. But we did get a little bit more confused yesterday than I thought we had, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Yeah, we just got time to keep on doing this now till we get some messages. There you go. Well, worker F has a full grain tank. Dismiss the worker, or you'll pay him for his waiting time. And then we need to just get one of these lads here, and there you go, conveniently at the end of a row, whiz around, empty him. We can leave the trailer around there then, and he could empty himself. Or as I said, I could have just used the harvester to take the trailer at the same time. Right, we had a little switch around on the equipment, which is one of the benefits of having machines that are capable of doing a variety of jobs. We need to just get this guy turned around the right way once. He can't get confused because he can't recultivate what's been seeded. It's just where the field cuts back that confused this guy that one time. He's absolutely fine with this piece of machinery. He goes a little bit faster than the plough, so he is catching him up, which is one of the reasons that I switched the Forterra over here. Make sure he's got a good space. And also what I'd neglected to do for the first couple of rows over on the other side of the field was to fertilise between the plough and the seeder. That means to offset the extra work of doing the ploughing, today we don't need to come back and do the weeding. We can leave these fields 3 times fertilised once we've finished on them, which is, yeah, this kind of swings and roundabouts kind of situation there. Which leaves us, again, time to get on with the weeding. The planting of the trees in the forest. Where's the next target? Here he is. Got a few scraps of wood up here as well, which we are going to tidy up. On. There we go. He's gone. And the reason I'm not just leaving both of these hitched up is simply to save on the lease time. I need them hitched for a few seconds each time to do that job. There you go. And that's it. If I left them on all the time, we'd be getting much less work done for the same amount of money. Simple as that. And I guess for now I'm just going to go around in a kind of a meandering route, finding the ones that need removing. There's our next victim. Need to lower it onto him because he's over that little crest. There you go. So, got any more down here to do? Probably have. So we'll put you down here. These trees unfortunately won't grow to be as big as the ones we've taken down. They'll be the next size down. Basically the ones you get two decent trunks out of and a sort of piece left over. Something like the one next to us here. He planted one? Yep. Some of them are quite hard to spot. We have been down there. We'll probably sort those out from down the bottom of the woods. There's one right next to us. There we are. I actually saw a machine of the Scorpion King type. I couldn't tell you what it was. Up in the woods, not far from here, doing its thing. And it looks a bit gruesome to see it in operation. Is that a stump right there? It is, look, right in front of us. Yeah, they really do tear through the trees. I understand they're there to be harvested, that's why they were planted, but ooh, it's not a pretty sight. Are we in? Yep. Go back and get the one we drove over. There he is. We'll have to watch out for that. Always put that down straight. And we'll put the tree there. Put one in. Not sure we planted one there. Allow create fields. I've never tried that. We don't seem to be planting one here for some reason. There he goes. Put that down there. Before I mess about with that again, we'll check on the field, guys. He's full again. Dismiss the worker. You're confused. You need to stop. Still got some of these collision issues, but I don't know. Maybe now we've got the pigs. We got a nice bit of hard standing and some sheds over there. We could redeploy our overnight base to there, take that shelter away, get some money back for it potentially, but I don't know. I quite like our little area up here. I think I've missed doing the second fertilization on some of this again, which is the downside of going off and doing another job, especially if you're like me and you get very distracted by doing it. That's the ploughing done. Now we'll get ahead again with the fertilizer. To be honest, I don't panic. If I miss a third of a field of one fertilizer pass, what are we talking about? Less than 10% of the yield for that crop. So we could come back and do it. sometimes you can see quite clearly on the map which pieces you haven't done. I guess I could just come back, and before I harvest it, if I just run a strip up the middle of the field, that would probably pretty much sort it out. We'll see if I remember. If not, I don't think we'll suffer any great hardship. And once this guy's gone off the end of this field, he can go around and start on the next one, taking the plough around with him. He needs to back up a little bit when you restart him with the seeder. Yeah, it's all going very nicely. I love this map. I really do like Sosnovka. It was brilliant when it came out in 15 as the Platinum map, which came with a nice small harvester, not an old rickety harvester, just a modern small one, which was very good. But we are going to look at that one. I'm going to do a video of some of my couple of my favourite save games in FS15 and FS13, just to show you how far the game's come if you haven't seen the old games played. But we'll get on with today for now, shall we? Alright, we're just taking out the 20th stump here. So that's the first crate of saplings. In the meantime, the guys have harvested all of the corn. They are down at the fields behind us. You may notice the field in front of the Ministry of Logistics. Doesn't look as we quite might expect it to. And as soon as we get this sapling put in, there we go. We shall drive down and have a look at what went on, so we can get the next pallet. That's 20 in. I hope we can find all of the ones we cut down. If not, it doesn't matter. We will replace them number by number. Right, yeah. The guy doing the seeding yesterday, as you may recall, did a very good job in terms of not getting confused with his navigation. He did, however, or I may have, however, switched to soy halfway through the day, inadvertently. So we've got half a field of sunflowers, which we shall start this guy harvesting right now, and half a field of soy, which is quite handy because the soy price looks quite good today. There we are, press the right buttons. The mass is already down here, ready to fertilise behind this guy. And you've run out of seed. That's okay. We've got a little bit left at the top storage area. More than enough for you to finish here. And then we'll get the ball rolling once again. Pick our way through the tricks and traps of the playground. Excuse me, people. You don't see many people around this map. They do congregate around town. Probably for the best. Don't want them snooping around, seeing what we're up to too much, do we? Could be up to anything. Got the Schluter down. A Schluter, excuse me, just give it a quick wash, just to show you. Let's see if it happens. As soon as I drive off, the weeder got dirty on parade day. It's staying all nice and shiny today, typical. Oh well, don't know what we did there. Little Zeta's getting on with his animal care. We are taking the corn from the top fields and the sunflowers from the half-sown sunflower seed to the mill and the grain elevator respectively to sell. And we will then see how much money we have. The team are having a quick lunch break down by the Ministry of Logistics. They're ready to start harvesting the soy. Everybody's there waiting to go. And we've got a third of the trees we've cut down in the whole playthrough replanted. So it's been quite a productive morning, especially with a late start with some classroom stuff. But you know, it was Diversity Awareness Week in the office where I work last week. They even had unconscious bias awareness sessions, excuse me. Yeah, they were fun. Don't know if you've ever experienced such a thing. If you have, you know exactly what I mean. Right. The mill seems to be a very popular sell point, doesn't it, in this playthrough? I'm going slightly the wrong way. Doesn't really matter. All roads end at the mill. Some more information has come out about 19. Yeah, it looks interesting. They've added enough to the gameplay, I think, to satisfy me. When we first got the release trailers and sneaky peeks and all that kind of stuff, all they really seemed to be showing us was pretty graphics and horses and John Deere, but I can see there's a bit more effort gone into the game. Do you know what I'd love? On my Altenstein playthrough, and please do have a look in if you haven't seen us over there. We're doing it organically, and would it be too hard for the game engine to know that we've done that and pay us a little bit of an extra price to make it worth the effort? It's very realistic. I'm just going to double check that we're selling the right thing in the right place, because you know me, the mill, corn, 446, yes, we shall take that. So we want to sell the corn. There you go. And then we've got to get around to the grain elevator, right in the middle at the bottom of the map, to sell the sunflowers, which are 859 today, which is a very, very good price indeed. Oh, I nearly forgot to send the train. Don't want to do that, do we? Off you go. And we'll get on our way. So I've been having a little think about what we're going to do with this newfound freedom that we have. And to be honest, the thing with pigs is we could buy some more pigs, and I have put a video out of seasons glitches, one of which you can use to get better prices in normal games for animals. I could use that and boost the pig population, but they grow. I really don't know if it's worth investing more money in them when we're going to end up with more just by feeding them for a few days. So what you can't get, or I haven't managed to get, and if you do, please let me know how, because the prices you can get in the normal game using this glitch that I discovered really depends on the map and the geo that you're using in seasons. I haven't managed to get a cow price more than about $300 cheaper than it is anyway. At $5,000, I think I've got it down to about 4,000, maybe 300. Whereas pigs I've got down to 1,680, which is pretty much half price. So I don't know. But maybe it's a glitch we don't need to use on this farm at all. We're doing very well now. We're not actually going to do any forestry today, again, which is 2 days running, which we know just one load is 25,000 credits. And an always welcome addition to the coffers, especially now that we can actually spend it on what we'd like to spend it on. Some more silage bunkers. They're dotted around this map on 15. They were grass sell points. This is actually the sheep enclosure we're driving past now. It's right out of the way. It does make doing the sheep, unless you've got a vehicle just to leave down here, quite time consuming in the driving. If you could leave a tractor down here to mow and just keep them going, sheep are quite a good, again, and relatively passive income, as long as you keep mowing for them. But as I say, I've just found it's so distant from where we're busy, but who knows, the Ministry of Mutton and Mittens haven't even shown up on the map yet. Maybe we'll get lumbered recovering for them as well at some stage. We've got the equipment to take care of them. I wouldn't put it past the man from the Ministry to come up with some kind of stunt like that. Yay, sell icon. Not much money from the sunflowers today, obviously, because we have only got half a harvest. Right, I'm going to head back up to the farm. I'm going to save you watching the journey. In fact, I think, as is almost traditional, we're going to call this the end of the episode. So thank you very much for joining us. Next episode, we've got those potatoes to harvest, which can be a little bit more entertaining than you bargain for. Sometimes I'm actually checking the map. Which way am I going to go? I'm going to go down here and then cut up between the fields. And we're going to have a go at, yeah, we're going to plant some trees out on one of the grassed areas as well. We're not going to put them all back in the forest. Hunting the tree stumps might be harder than finding the dead trees on Goldcrest Valley. If any of you have gone through that with me, you know exactly what I mean. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you liked it. Comments are always welcome. And subscribe if you'd like to stay in touch. From beautiful Sosnovka. Goodbye.